do a screen share and go straight to my slides. All right, here they are. And from beginning. All right, awesome. We need to move out of the way. All right, Ivy, can you see my slides okay, dear?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Hi, welcome to Thursday night's product information call with Heart and Body Naturals. I'm your host, Landy Martin. I'm a Sapphire Director here, a product trainer, and a proud member of the Detox Divas. And we love to do these calls once a week. We love to offer lots of value and feature a guest. Tonight we have back by popular demand, the one and only Dr. Ivy Pruss, and she is going to educate us on Entourage. And this is a product that I get so many questions about, like people don't understand it because it's half flaxseed and half hemp seed oil. So she is going to educate us on that tonight. I'll save the rest for her, but thank you to my other beautiful, amazing leaders and hosts here, because without them, we could not do these calls. Before we get started, these are just some of our manufacturing partners. Everything that we carry here at Heart and Body Naturals is organic, it's third-party tested, and we start with quality, pure, raw ingredients. Everything is whole food and plant-based, and we work with a world-renowned formulator. Her name is Alexandria Brighton of the Brighton Institute. If you haven't heard of her, please look her up. She's a master herbalist. She's been in the Ayurvedic field for over 30 years, a world-renowned aromatherapist, and we're so fortunate and blessed to have her exclusively. This is the only company that she formulates for, and she is here with Heart and Body Naturals. With that said, anything you hear about on this call is not designed to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure any disease. Individual results always vary, and that's an FDA disclaimer that you will find on any health product, whether you get it at Walmart, GNC, Whole Foods, or anywhere. So don't let that scare you. So look who we have here. We have the one and only 59K Pearl Director, Michelle Marie. She made this cute little ad about our buy two, get one free fulvic, and I just asked her if I could use it for tonight's call. We have until midnight tonight, guys. So if you haven't ordered your 2 fulvics, go ahead and get those ordered. Just add 2 to the cart, and then the company will send you a 3rd one free. If you get the 4 ounce, you'll get a 4 ounce free. If you get the 1 ounce, you'll get the 1 ounce free. So that ends tonight at midnight. So get those orders in. And I'm excited to announce we are going to do another 7-day jumpstart challenge. Well, I should say the first, just another challenge in our HBN Fulvic Detox and Slimmer group, the official HBN group. We are going to do 7 days. I know sometimes like it can get long when we do those 90-day challenges, right? But anybody can do 7 days. So I hope you'll join in on the fun. We're going to go low carb. We're going to do 3/4 to a gallon of water a day. We're going to drink our Vitality, our Everyday, which is another product that we are going to train on next week. So everybody will know how to use this. And then Slimmer Max. Okay, so if you don't have these products, those are going to be the ones you need. And this is going to start July 5th, right after the holiday weekend. Okay, so go ahead and order these products if you don't have them yet, and be ready to jump in and join us on this. Also join that group, ask who invited you to this call so you can get in our group and learn all about our challenges and our recipes. And we'll be doing this probably in a lot of different team groups. So without further ado, I'm so excited to introduce to you my dear friend, board certified naturopathic doctor, Dr. Ivy Pruss. She's a clinical herbalist. She works and specializes in epigenetics, but she's been in the field for over 18 years. And believe it or not, she's a homeschool mama of 5. So how she does it, I have no idea. It's a testament to her health, and I just love her story, y'all. She's told it before on this call, but how she brought herself from, basically a childhood, and then having, heavy metal poisoning and toxicity, and getting herself out of that and through that with holistic living. So I am so excited tonight. She's a great teacher, and she is going to teach to us tonight on Entourage. So Ivy, I have taken my my slides off, and I believe you have the floor, dear.
All right, let me go ahead and share my screen here. And as I'm sharing my screen, I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping for me personally. Although I am a board certified naturopathic doctor, I am not your holistic healthcare practitioner. So nothing I say tonight is to be construed as medical advice. I do not cure, treat, or diagnose any diseases. And anything that I teach you tonight, you can find and verify all over PubMed, all over science journals, and any things of that nature. 2 things I want to do tonight is, for those of you who have been with me regularly, okay, 2 things I want to do tonight. Number 1 If you are familiar with CBD, with black seed oil, and your endocannabinoid system, I want to solidify what you know and give you more courage to be grounded in being able to turn around and teach others. And number two, if you don't know anything about these topics that we're going to cover tonight, I want to introduce to you and equip you with information so that you can better make choices for yourself. Okay, so those are two things that I want to make sure that I accomplish tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And so, Entourage, two of my favorite oils in this blend right here. Okay, so first up, we're just going to cover CBD very quickly, okay, because it's a big part of that. Obviously, it's half of it. And so humans, we have an endocannabinoid system, okay? We have CB1 receptors, we have CB2 receptors all over our body, from your brain to your toes. This endocannabinoid system, this is responsible for regulating your mood, your emotions, your movement, your appetite, your memories, and so many more things. How? I'm going to explain to you right now, because people don't ever tie the endocannabinoid system with all of our other body systems. It's so common to hear people say, well, the thyroid regulates your body. Absolutely, it does. Absolutely. But what regulates the thyroid, right? Who sends the thyroid messages? And so people have only gone so far in their understanding. So we're going to cover that tonight. So your CB1 receptors, you have those highly concentrated within your brain and within your nervous system. Now, we have more endocannabinoid receptors in our brain than any other neurotransmitter receptor, period. Now, that should tell you something about its great importance, okay? So our BC2, CB2 receptors, those are mostly within the immune system. This is spreads throughout the body. This is also located in your major organs like your heart, your liver, and your kidneys. You also have CB2 receptors in your blood vessels, in your bones, in your lymph nodes, and your reproductive organs, okay? So guys, if you have receptors like this, this should solidify the value of the importance of this system, how it helps regulate how your body runs just in general. So like I said, this regulates a variety of things, but inflammation and pain are the top two, okay? So because your endocannabinoid system works to create and maintain homeostasis, it activates when something isn't operating correctly. You're either getting too much of something or too little of something, to where it knocks you off of that balance of being in a homeostatic state. So for example, this is just an example. When you're hungry, your homeostasis has been disturbed. You need something to replenish what is going on in your body. So when you get hungry, we have enzymes that create the necessary endocannabinoids to attach to the appropriate receptors. So in this case, these enzymes are going to attach to your CB1 receptor. Where is that? It's in the hypothalamus. Why? Because this is where appetite control comes in. This is going to stimulate your body to tell you, by your hunger reflex, by your stomach growling, and give you messages and say to you, I need you to feed me. So I want you guys to, hopefully, I hope that you're following along with me, and that I'm drawing a very clear line on how this works in your body. So once your endocannabinoids have done their job, okay, it sent you signals that you're hungry, your stomach started growling, you went ahead and you fed yourself. Now you're done. You're back in balance again. You've replenished whatever it was that you've lost. Now we have another family of specific enzymes that breaks down those endocannabinoids to stop sending hunger messages, okay? Our endocannabinoids are not produced in advance or stored. That means they are produced on demand. This is where our problem comes in when our body is not functioning the right way. So CBD is very similar to what we produce on our own. This is why it has this amazing ability to stimulate and influence our endocannabinoid system. Now, CBD doesn't directly attach to your CB1 and your CB2 receptors. Instead, it talks to our own endogenous cannabinoids. That means these are the ones that we produce inside our own body. This is what happens when our endocannabinoid system says we need these CB1 and CB2, we need those activated. We produce our own anandamide, which they abbreviated AEA, and we also produce 2AG. Those are the two main endocannabinoids that they've been able to identify in the human system. So CBD goes in, when you take CBD, it basically goes in and it says to anandamide and it talks to 2AG and it says, listen, stop prematurely breaking down these cannabinoids. You're breaking them down way too fast. This is why CBD, it has such amazing effects on your mood, on being relaxed, on being calm. It has an amazing reaction with if you experience seizures or anything in that kind of family. How does it do that? So here's the geeky way, if any of you guys are, love biochemistry, the geeky way to understand what CBD does, it inhibits the fatty acids that break down our endocannabinoid system. So in essence, it's telling them, listen, slow down. Don't break these down too fast. Don't take them outside the synapse to get broken down yet. The job is not yet completed. This is why CBD is so vital, because it nourishes our endocannabinoid system. Well, why do we need CBD to nourish our endocannabinoid system? Because a disrupted endocannabinoid system is really an underlying factor in degenerative diseases. I've talked so much in the past when I've done Zooms on black seed oil and things of that nature. A disrupted body, you have severe acidity, you have severe mineral depletion. Just those two alone already are not going to allow your endocannabinoid system to function properly the way that it should. Okay, so I'm hoping that this is making sense to you guys. Go ahead and raise your hand so that Landy can see you and give me a thumbs up and say to me they're totally following along with you. They know exactly, the line that you're trying to draw. This quick little picture here I wanted you to see, the synapse over there, over to the right hand side. This is where the endocannabinoids sit to go ahead and transmit messages. Okay, what happens is that we have those fatty acids that go ahead and pull them out in between those two synapses, and then the process isn't finished. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly show you that. I wanted you to see where exactly this happens, and this is basically happening in the synapses of nerve transmission. So we have a sending neuron and we have a receiving neuron. Now, synergistic effects with BSO. Guys, I don't need to tell you how much I already love this oil. I think you guys have heard me way too many times tell you exactly what I love about black seed oil, okay? It is basically anti-degenerative diseases. Anything that is going to break the host down, BSO is against that. Black seed oil is constantly working in the body to make sure things work properly, and it works at a molecular level. I've talked about this before. BSO's number one power is affecting and communicating with our P53 gene. That means that cells die when they should, and they don't continue to live any longer than when they should. So this is reproductive health positive. This is neuroprotective. This is phenomenal against diabetes, weight, and cholesterol management. And then there's other ingredients in Entourage. You have things like copaiba essential oil. This is phenomenal for reducing liver damage that's actually caused by conventional painkillers. Okay, this works for natural pain relief. It's so amazing for that. As I go through some of these ingredients, I want you guys to know how many times the same thing is targeted by a different ingredient, because you're going to really take notice here that a lot of these things, they have very common strengths, which is amazing. This is what you want. Essential oils like helichrysum, those lower inflammation due to free radical scavenging and inflammation enzyme inhibition. That's phenomenal. If you see the trend here between BSO and between CBD, the trend is very heavy hitting on anti-inflammatory, very heavy hitting on pain relief. Why? Well, inflammation has a lot to do with pain. And so it's amazing the way you see these things. And when you look into the constituents and what they're good at, you really can start to make a lot of sense on why This Entourage is so potent for pain, for inflammation. We have peppermint oil in here that it's amazing for stomach issues, digestive issues, abdominal pain. You have a synergistic complex with turmeric and black pepper. This again, inflammation, pain, aids in digestive issues, promising, very, very promising for gastrointestinal motility disorders, okay? And so much more. So in essence, what we have here, we have a symbiotic relationship between different agents regulating the same or different targets in various pathways, which cooperate in an agonistic or a synergistic way. So basically, regulation of enzymes and transporters involved in hepatic and intestinal metabolism to improve bioavailability. Now, I know that was like a little blurb there, but basically what we have here are a group of constituents that are heavy hitters for a lot of issues and also overlap into other things as well. And because these constituents are different in nature, they have the same target goal, but the way that they work in the human body is that they activate that same target goal through various pathways. I live in a town in Wyoming where you can only get here one of three ways, okay? Some biochemical pathways for the same target, if you have a target, sometimes you can only get there in a couple of ways. Sometimes you can get there in several ways. And so when you have a combination like this, if someone is struggling with certain biochemical pathways, you're going to hit a home run each time because you have such a little synergistic complex here that's going to work together to activate the same targets, addressing it with different pathways. And so that is that. I mean, I hope you guys see the value in that, in the sense that, for example, if you take Tylenol and it doesn't work, what are you going to do? Tylenol is not going to target 6 different pathways in your body. Tylenol is going to kill your liver. It's going to give you stomach ulcers. It's going to do a bunch of things, right? It's going to do a lot of things to you. But Tylenol has a target and it's only going to get there one way. So what if it doesn't work? It's not going to go any other way for you. Now you have something like this, and you've got BSO, you've got CBD, you've got all these essential oils here that target different areas in a synergistic way to make everything work the right way. The synergy of this, okay, look at the last bullet point. This is why it works so well, because you have different agents that regulate the same and or different targets in various pathways. So there's regulation of enzymes and transporters. We have enzymes and transporters in a lot of locations, and they're all getting targeted and interacted with in a very positive way from different constituents. And so you get your result that you need. So this is so amazing. And I wanted to make sure that I had a couple extra minutes here, because how many of you guys have heard of somebody where their feedback is, I didn't do really good on CBD, or, I had nightmares on CBD, or I had, chest pains, or I felt like I was going to pass out. I felt, whatever. When you hear things like that, this is why you want to caution with CBD. So you want to tell somebody, if they identify to you that they have long QT syndrome, basically that's a potassium deficiency. Okay, many of these people, they're diagnosed via EKG for other reasons. That means they went in, got an EKG for other issues, and then they said, hey, you have long QT syndrome, by the way, did you know? These people, they experience things like palpitations, seizure-like activity, dizziness, fainting, things like that. The metabolic triggers for that are electrolyte imbalances. Okay, now CBD has a habit of pulling potassium out of the heart. This is why sometimes people react negatively and they'll start palpitating, if they were to take CBD. That's okay. They just have a mineral imbalance that they need to correct before they want to move forward and try CBD again. So listen to them when they tell you, hey, I've tried CBD before in the past and I didn't do too good with it. Like I said, people with long QT syndrome, they don't even know they have it. Like, unless you go in for an EKG for another reason, they don't even know that they have a potassium deficiency, which is basically a mineral deficiency. But sometimes people don't know that. And so a great thing is to start out with fulvic because 99% of the time people do great on fulvic. You know why? Because it is such a concentrated dose of what you need biochemically. You need these minerals to function with these enzymes. These enzymes are nothing if you don't provide the minerals for them. So just in case you've ever come across anyone or have ever heard anything like, oh, I'm kind of sketch about CBD. I didn't do so well with it the first time. Just encourage them and say, listen, all you got to do, for sure, work on getting your minerals right. Make sure, work on, uh, you know, rich nutrient dense eating, get just a few things in place before you go and try that again. So I just wanted to make sure that I covered this with you guys too, because one of the things I love about constituents is I love knowing what could be a contraindication for it. And this, for sure, sometimes you may hear this quite a bit with CBD, but it's not an issue with the CBD. It's the body that it's in. It's trying to work the way that it should, but like I said, without the proper minerals present, without the proper environment present, it's really hard for you to get the best benefits out of it. So that was it for me and what I have for you guys. Let me stop here. I thought I was gonna go over this evening, but
Amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. I learned so much. And, it makes me, a lot of times I'll take the black tea, but I also take the CBD too. So, love Entourage though, with the cobaiba especially and all of that. So, we have just a couple of minutes. Would anybody like to share a testimony that's used the Entourage? Does anybody have a testimony with that? Anyone? I can't see if you're raising your hand, so just unmute yourself if you can.
I've got one here.
Ah, lovely. Okay, you have the floor. Is it Nathan? Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. So, yeah, there was a girl that I know of, met through social media and BMX and things like that. And so she had a pretty nasty case of endometriosis. And she, suffers whenever those times come, wrapped up on the couch in a blanket, in pain, not moving, things like that. And I got her interested in the CBD, but she was a bit hesitant about the actual CBD and THC content. So I said, look, potentially the Entourage could be an option. And so she's got that out. And the first month that it came around, she, for the first time in a very, very long time, she was actually able to get up and do gentle exercises and just exist and be a human through that period. And so since then, she's moved on to the 2,400 milligram CBD, but it all started with the Entourage and the fact that it worked. It calmed the inflammation. I don't know about bleeding levels or anything like that. That's a bit too intimate as far as details go, but I do know that she was calmed significantly as far as the pain went.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So Ivy, do you want to comment on that at all?
Yeah, that's amazing. Endometriosis, I wish that people would have access or just be able to find a knowledgeable practitioner much more than what we're able to see today, because endometriosis can be helped quite a bit. Again, I can't say, any words like cured or anything like that, but endometriosis can be helped so much, and it can be put into a state where you don't even deal with the issues of that anymore. And that is phenomenal. So hopefully she can find a great holistic practitioner that will help her guide her through this. But like I said, how powerful BSO and the CBD combination is with those amazing oils in there. Like I said, they're going to target so many things, that they're going to target the way that your body responds to it. They want it to be in a very positive way. And so it just really is amazing. I see people here in the chat saying, can you take Entourage before bed? I've taken it before bed and I've been completely fine. I do benefit amazingly when I do the BSO or when I do the CBD, and having them together is phenomenal. I can have it together, and then if certain issues come up, then I have them separated to target a higher dose, right? And so that's the best part of it, is that you either don't have to think twice about it, and at the same time, if you have your BSO separate and your CBD separate, for whatever certain situations where you need to up the dosing on that, maybe you prefer the upping the dosing on one and not the other, you have the freedom to do that. I know I do that with myself on a regular basis. Like I tell you guys all the time, men and women, we have a biorhythm that we go through every month, and every week we are biochemically a different person. For women specifically, for men, you know, I love it because I tell my husband all the time, he says to me, "You're up here, up and down, up and down, up and down." And he says, "Me, I'm just here, you know, on that steady line." And he's so right. And it is, you know, women have an amazing biorhythm, and every week we are biochemically a different environment inside, and men are much more stable, right? And so when you need to up the BSO or up the CBD, you know, you go ahead and you intuitively follow that, and you go ahead and provide what your body needs. And so, you know, you have really great reactions.
Awesome. And Grace is commenting in the chat that she feels like Entourage is more effective for her than the CBD and the BSO alone. She uses both, but she notices that she feels the effects more with the Entourage. So, you know,
I bet that's because of the synergy between the BSO and the CBD and the essential oils that are in that, and the fact that it's safely diluted for you already. That for me, I'm a big, like, I have a lot of certifications that I'm working on in the background, you know, and one of them is a master clinical aromatherapist. And just this whole idea of, you know, essential oils and the safety of them and how potent they are, and the fact that we already have it diluted in such a safe manner, but the product is still so potent. That right there, it's potent, it's effective, and it's already safely diluted for you. You know, I cringe every time when people are like dropping neat essential oils in their mouth. I'm like, you guys don't understand, that's going to destroy your mucosal layer. We don't want to do that. We want to dilute them first before we consume them. So I can 100% understand why she has a better result with Entourage, and I bet for her the supports that those essential oils provide in a synergistic way, I bet you more times than not her body needs that.
That's so cool. We have comments in the chat that, you know, people are getting good results for migraine headaches, shoulder pain, helping tremendously with things like that. I believe it is available in Canada, Kendall. I believe that it is THC free, but I'm not 1,000% sure, but I'm pretty sure Entourage is one of our options that's THC free. So I do believe that does ship to Canada. I'll confirm that though.
I see one question here, and it says,
okay.
Do you take it days ahead of time for cramping? I have the mindset that nobody takes Tylenol ahead of time before they get a headache, just in case they get a headache. So with my supplementation, whether I'm upping the dosage or I'm using it for a specific reason, I don't have that mentality and say I'm going to take this ahead of time in case I should get some cramping. I wait until something happens, and then I go ahead and dose myself the appropriate dose, because with Entourage, this isn't like taking my Fulvic every day, okay? I need my Fulvic. You need that. You're not taking Fulvic for a preventative measure, so to speak. You're taking it for a necessity of life. In other words, your enzymes need these minerals to function. So we're taking it because it's necessary. But something like Entourage or CBD or even BSO, it's not even that I take it as a preventative measure. I'm already taking it weekly. And it's not that I up my dose before my cycle starts, just in case it should be a bad cycle this month. I just stay regular. I stay regular. And if I should get any kind of additional cramping, then I go from there. So hopefully that made sense for you, Megan. Hopefully that answered good enough for you. But that's how I look at things when it comes to supplementation and dosing and stuff like that.
Well, another amazing call, Ivy. We have 62 people on. I see Seymour commenting here that he got off his nitroglycerin by taking Entourage and reversed kidney damage. Amazing, amazing. Wow. And then Marcus played a basketball game in the Phoenix Suns fantasy basketball camp. His knees were swelling and hurting, and Entourage helped his knees pain and inflammation. So very powerful product here, you guys. And yes, it does ship to Canada. Just got confirmation from our leader, Marcus Jones, one and only. He is actually going to be doing a business opportunity call in 5 minutes. So if you have people that want to do that, have them jump on over to that. And Ivy, did you have any closing comments or thoughts before we wrap this up?
Just one more thing. So somebody said, what if every cycle is horrible for somebody? Well, then when you get to that cycle and when it actually starts and your symptoms begin to get worse, don't wait until your pain level's at a 10, right? Because we want to do safe pain management, okay? Once your cycle starts, and if it's already starting off on a bad foot, well then take as much as would be therapeutic for your body. And you can test that out by, increasing certain amount of drops every hour or so. And then that way, but absolutely, if every cycle is miserable, then, you up it as you need it.
That is great advice. Somebody was asking about, can you take it when you're pregnant or nursing? We always default to, anytime you're nursing or pregnant, always talk to a holistic doctor or your medical doctor, right? Ivy,
Okay.
I didn't know if you had a comment on that or if you'd want to.
Absolutely. So obviously I've had 5 kids. And I'm going to tell you that I use peppermint to dry up after I'm nursing each child. And so because there's peppermint in here, if you're nursing and if you don't want to affect your milk supply, then this would be something you hold off on. Then maybe you would do BSO and CBD separately. Okay. I've always had a hard time drying up after I'm done nursing. And so I know that peppermint, and as an herbalist, I know that peppermint, we use it very well and very effectively to help dry up milk supply in moms who are done nursing or who no longer, for whatever reason, have chosen to stop nursing. Sometimes there's medical reasons to just that you need to stop nursing. And so, peppermint is something that we use to lower and dry up milk supply. So that would be the answer for that.
Awesome. Such great advice. And again, Ivy, thank you so much. We are so blessed to have someone with your knowledge with us. We'd love to make you a permanent member of the Detox Divas.
Thank you.
I know you're busy, though, so we'll just take what we can get. And you guys, we will be back here again, same time, same place next Thursday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure and join our groups for our challenges, and we will see you on the other side. Peace out.